Prepare for a mind-bending adventure into the depths of our brain psychology. Ever wondered how your brain works? Get ready to explore top 14 secrets that will challenge what you thought you knew about yourself. Stick around, because by the end, you will have answers to a question you never thought you needed to ask. Let's jump into mind-bending world of our brain psychology. Starting at secret number 12, subliminal messaging. It's like your brain's secret language influencing thoughts without you even knowing. How cool is that? Picture this, you're chilling in a movie theater, super into the latest movie. Little do you know, the screen is playing mind games with you. Yup, welcome to the mysterious world of subliminal messaging. But first, let's rewind to a story. A tale where a sneaky suggestion changed everything. Imagine a famous soda company dropping a new ad. Among all the bubbles and excitement, there's a super quick shot of a happy face. You barely see it, but on your next store visit, you're reaching for that soda. What's just happened? That's the power of subliminal messaging. Subliminal messaging is like a secret note to your brain. It's messages or stuff shown so quick or sneakily that your brain doesn't catch them, but the sneaky part? Your brain does. Let's check out a couple of examples to see how this mind-bending thing works. Imagine you're watching a super cool movie and in a quick moment, a logo pops up in the scene. It's so fast you barely notice. But guess what? Later you are shopping and bam, you are picking up that brand. Subliminal messaging strikes again, making you like things without even knowing. It's not just in movies, even politics plays this game. Imagine a political ad where in a blink, a logo sneaks into the scene. Your brain might not catch it, but it's soaking up the good vibes with this candidate. It's like a secret handshake between your brain and the message. So, why does it happen? Subliminal messaging happens because quick images or quiet sounds are shown or heard without us consciously noticing. These subtle stimuli influence our subconscious mind, possibly affecting our attitudes or behaviors. The exact impact is debated, but the key is that it occurs without us realizing it. Now here's the cool part. Subliminal messaging isn't always about messing with you. It's a tool that advertisers, creators, and politicians use to send messages and make you feel a certain way. It's not good or bad, it's a neat way our brains work. Secret number 11. Selective attention. Ever wondered why you notice some things more than others? It's like your brain playing tricks, making you focus on what matters most. Imagine you're in a busy city surrounded by noise and action. In all that chaos, your brain is playing a fascinating game, choosing what to pay attention to and what to ignore. Welcome to the surprising world of selective attention. But before we dive in, let's start with a little story. Picture yourself at a lively carnival with games, rides, and laughter. In the midst of all that excitement, you hear someone calling your name. The twist? Your brain tunes out everything else, focusing on that familiar voice. That, my friends, is the magic of selective attention. So, what's selective attention all about? It's like having a mental spotlight that shines on some things while leaving others in the shadows. Let's break it down with a couple of everyday examples. Ever heard of the invisible gorilla? In a cool experiment, people watched a video of folks passing a ball. While they were busy counting passes, a person in a gorilla suit walked through the scene. Most didn't notice it at all. Why? Because their attention was locked onto counting passes. It's a mind-bending example of how we can miss the unexpected when our focus is super sharp. Imagine you're at a party surrounded by talk and laughter. In all that noise, someone across the room says your name. Suddenly your attention zooms in and you're hooked into that faraway conversation. That's the cocktail party effect. Your brain picking out your name from the sea of sounds. It's like your brain has a built-in name radar. But why does this happen? Imagine your brain is like a superhero with limited energy supply. Selective attention is its superpower, helping it focus on the most important things and filter out the rest. It's like a mental filter that saves energy so your brain can work smarter, not harder. This superhero skill lets you pay attention to what matters, like when you're trying to finish work or playing game. So, next time you're deep into something, thank your brain's selective attention for being your helpful sidekick. Here's a question for you. Can you think of a time when you focused on one thing so much that you missed something happening? Share your experiences in the comments. I'm eager to explore your answers. Secret number 10. Sensory adaptation. Our brains are like superheroes adjusting to constant stimuli. But what happens when this adaptation influences the way we see things? Prepare for a surprise. Imagine walking into the room filled with fantastic smell, let's say your favorite food cooking. You take a big sniff and it's like a flavor explosion in your nose. But here's the twist. After a bit, it's like a smell hits pause. Intrigued? Welcome to the fascinating world of sensory adaptation. But first, let's kick off with a little story. Picture a day at the beach soaking in the sun. At first, the warmth feels like a cozy blanket, but as you enjoy the day, you stop feeling it. What's going on? That, my friends, is the superpower of sensory adaptation at work. So, what's the sensory adaptation thing is all about? It's like your senses have a superhero power that helps you focus on new stuff by tuning out things that stay the same. Let's check out a couple of examples to understand the superpower better. Imagine baking cookies at home. The smell is incredible at first, making your mouth water. But as you keep busy, something interesting happens. The cookie smell kind of fades away. It's not that the yummy scent disappeared. Your nose just got used to it. It's like your nose is a superhero focusing on new smells instead of ones that stick around. Ever put sock on in the morning and felt them snuggling your feet? At first it's a cozy feeling, but soon enough you forget about it. Your brain, in superhero mode, adapts to the feeling, letting you pay attention to new things instead of what your socks are up to. It's like your feet and brain are a dynamic duo helping you move through the day without being distracted by sock sensations. So, why does it happen? Sensory adaptation happens because our senses need to focus on new or important things in our surroundings. It's like a built-in system that helps us save energy, avoid getting overwhelmed, and become better at noticing important changes around us. Secret number 9. Serial position effect. How does the order of things affect our memory? It's like your brain's own storytelling, beginning, middle, and end. Imagine you get a to-do list or a shopping list. You breeze through it, remembering the first and last items perfectly. But the middle ones? Not so much. Intrigued? Get ready to uncover mind-bending secrets of the serial position effect. But before we dive in, let's jump into story. Picture yourself at a talent show where each act shines bright. Your brain grabs onto the excitement of the first performer and the grand finale. But what about acts in between? It's like a memory magic trick. And that's the serial position effect at play. So, what's the deal with the serial position effect? It's like your memory has its own way of sorting information, giving special attention to the first and last items in a sequence. Let's break down this memory mystery with a couple of everyday examples. Imagine you have a list of chores or groceries. As you tackle them, you realize something interesting. The first and last tasks sticks in your memory, but the ones in the middle get a bit fuzzy. Your brain seems to put a spotlight on the list's edges, making them unforgettable while the middle blurs a bit. Now let's talk about presentations. You attend a conference with different speakers. Afterward, someone asks about the talks, and you effortlessly remember the first and last presentations but struggle with the ones in between. Your memory is playing a selective game focusing on the beginnings and endings. So, why does this happen? This is because the first things get more time to stick in our long-term memory and the last things are still in our short-term memory when we recall. The stuff in the middle might get forgotten because there's a lot of information to remember and it can get mixed up. It's basically how our memory decides which information to remember based on where it is on the list. Secret number 8. Misattribution of arousal. Can our brains mix up where our feelings come from? It's like a mystery detective story where emotions leads us on unexpected adventures. Imagine you're standing at the top of a huge roller coaster, heart thumping, hands a bit sweaty. You take the plunge and it's like an adrenaline rush. But here's the surprise. The way your brain understands the thrill might not be what you think. Get ready for a roller coaster ride of misattribution of arousal. But before we dig into this mind-bending mystery, let's start with a story. Picture a nerve-wracking first date at an amusement park. Your stomach is doing flips, not just from the roller coasters, but also from the excitement of being with someone special. Little do you know, your brain might be mixing up those roller coaster-induced feelings. So, what's misattribution of arousal all about? It's like your brain turning into a detective for your feelings, connecting strong emotions to the wrong source. Let's explore this cool idea with a couple of heart-pounding examples. Imagine walking across a wobbly suspension bridge with someone you really like. Your heart races from the shaky adventure, but it also races because of the person by your side. The mix-up begins, and suddenly your brain might think the fast heartbeat is more about thrilling bridge than the exciting connection with your date. Now, let's chat about laughter. You're at the comedy show, and as you burst into laughter, your heart races. Later, you find yourself oddly drawn to someone you met there. The mix-up might be happening with your brain connecting the laughter excitement to the person, creating a funny-flavored crush. So, why does it happen? It's because our bodies react in similar ways to different emotions, making it hard to know exactly what we're feeling. It's a reminder that our feelings are all connected and can be influenced by different experiences. It's like your brain making a remix of your emotions, creating unexpected blends. Secret number 7. Memory palaces. Imagine having a mental space for all your memories. Your brain might already have one. Let's open the doors to your own memory mansion. Picture this. You're walking into a huge palace, and each room holds memories waiting to be discovered. Now, guess what? Your mind can actually create this palace, and inside it, your memories can be like hidden treasures. Brace yourselves for a journey into the mind-bending secrets of memory palaces. But before we unlock this mental secrets, let's jump into a story. Imagine facing a big test where you need to remember tons of stuff. Now, think of having a mental palace where each room has different facts. Spoiler alert, this is the magic of memory palaces. So, what's up with memory palaces? It's like becoming an architect for your brain, making a palace to stash and grab info super easily. Let's check out this cool trick with a couple of awesome examples. Imagine you're back at school and need to remember a bunch of historical dates. Instead of staring at a boring textbook, you mentally stroll through your memory palace's classroom. Each desk has a different date, and as you walk around, the info just pops up. It's like turning studying into a fun mental adventure. Now, let's hop into the kitchen of your memory palace. Picture shelves with ingredients standing for science stuff. When you cook up a scientific idea in your mind, each ingredient triggers a different memory bit. It's like turning tricky info into a mental recipe that's easy to remember. But here's the cool twist. Memory palaces aren't just about remembering. They're like turning learning into a cool interactive game. It's like giving your mind a super map to explore the big world of knowledge. Halfway through our journey into the mind-bending secrets of our brain. Are you finding these insights interesting? If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more mind-expanding discoveries. Subscribing not only keeps you updated, but also helps us grow and bring you more thought-provoking content. Subscribe now and explore further into the mind-bending secrets of our brain. Secret number 6. Placebo brain. How can believing something make your body feel better? It's like a magical mind trick that shows how powerful thoughts can be. Imagine this. You're given a pill, told it's a powerful remedy. You take it, and surprisingly, your pain fades away. But here's the thing. Pill was just sugar, and the real magic? Welcome to the enchanting world of placebo effect. But before we dig into this cool story, let's start with a tale. Imagine dealing with the stubborn headache, and a friend hands you a pill saying it's a magic pain reliever. Your headache mysteriously disappears. That's the magic of the placebo brain at work. So, what's the secret of the placebo brain? It's like your mind has a hidden pharmacy capable of making you feel better with just the power of belief. Let's explore this mind-bending idea with a couple of interesting examples. Imagine being part of the study where you get a sugar pill, but you're told it's a revolutionary medication. Surprisingly, your symptoms get better, not because of what's in the pill, but because your mind believes in its healing power. It's like your brain is a magician creating wellness out of nothing. Now, let's go back in time. Picture an ancient healer giving you a potion made of herbs and chanting special words. Your belief in the potion's power actually improves your health. Today we realize that sometimes placebo effect is an ancient recipe, a sign of the enduring power of belief. So why does it happen? The placebo effect occurs because our thoughts and beliefs influence our body's ability to heal. When we believe a treatment will work, our brain sends signals to make real changes in our body, relieving symptoms. This belief also releases feel-good chemicals, reduces stress, and activates our body's natural healing processes. It shows how much our mindset can impact our physical well-being. Secret number 5. Déjà vu. Ever felt like you've been here before? Let's dig into the mystery behind this strange sense of familiarity. Disclaimer: time travel not included. Imagine this. You're in a new place, meeting new people, and suddenly it feels super familiar, like you've been here before. Ready to unravel the secrets of déjà vu? Welcome to the mysterious world where the present collides with echoes of the past. The land of the familiar unknown. But before we get into the unknown, let's start with a story. Picture being in a busy city, exploring, when suddenly you feel like you've walked these streets before, even though it's your first visit. This is the magic of déjà vu, where time seems to play tricks on our minds. So, what's the deal with déjà vu? It's like a glitch in the Matrix, a moment when time and memory overlap. Let's explore this cool thing with a couple of mind-bending examples. Imagine moving to a new town for the first time. As you walk through the unfamiliar streets, everything feels strangely familiar. You recognize buildings, people, and even small details as if you've lived here before. It's like a rerun of your own life in a brand new place. Now think about conversations. You're talking and suddenly you know what the other person will say next. The words feel rehearsed and you are sure you've had that exact talk before. It's like your present moment is dancing with the ghost of a past chat. So, why does it happen? Déjà vu occurs when there's a short delay in how our brain records new memories, making a new experience feel familiar. This happens due to similarities with past situations, timing issues in the brain, and factors like fatigue or stress. It's like a momentary glitch in our memory system, creating a sense of repetition. Secret number 4. The Mandela effect. How can lots of people remember something wrong together? It's like a brain party where everyone's invited but has different memories. Prepare for a twist in the tales we tell ourselves. Imagine this. You recall a famous quote, a logo, or a historical event, but the whole world seems to remember it differently. How can that happen? Get ready to uncover the Mandela effect, where memories take surprising turns, turning reality into a cool mystery. But before we get into the details, let's start with a story. Picture reminiscing about childhood book only to find out the characters' names are not what you remember. This is the magic of Mandela effect, where shared memories can lead us down mind-bending rabbit holes. So, what's the deal with the Mandela effect? It's like a group memory hiccup where lots of people remember things differently than they actually are. Let's explore this mind-boggling phenomenon with a couple of reality-bending examples. Remember those lovable Berenstain Bears from your childhood? Many people insist it was spelled Berenstein with an E, but it turns out it has always been Berenstain with an A. It's like a spelling surprise that makes you rethink your favorite bedtime stories. Think about Nelson Mandela's funeral. Some remember it happening in the 80s, even though he was released from prison in 1990 and became president of South Africa in the 90s. It's like a memory puzzle that challenges our understanding of history. So, why does it happen? The Mandela effect occurs because of our memories aren't perfect. When a group misremembers something, it leads to a shared false memory. This happens due to suggestion, biases, and social influence, showing how our memories can be influenced and changed by external factors. Secret number 3. Baader-Meinhof phenomenon. Have you ever learned something new and started to seeing it everywhere? Your brain has a radar for the once unnoticed. Let's decode the patterns behind this phenomenon. Imagine this. You learn a new word or discover a quirky fact, and suddenly it's all around you. How does this happen? Get ready to explore Baader-Meinhof phenomenon, where the once obscure becomes familiar, turning your world into a fun puzzle. But before we dive into phenomenon, picture learning something cool and then, over the next few days, you see it everywhere. This is the magic of the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon, where the once hidden becomes the star of your everyday moments. So, what's up with the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon? It's like the universe saying, guess what? Pay attention. Let's explore this mind-bending experience with a couple of examples that will make you go, oh, I've totally been there. Ever had a new word suddenly pop up everywhere? Let's say serendipity. You learn its meaning and suddenly it's in articles, conversations, and even on a billboard. It's like the universe wants to test your newfound vocabulary skills. Think about spotting a rare car for the first time. Suddenly, it seems like every other car on the street is the same rare model. It's like the universe is saying, you noticed it once, now see it everywhere. So, why does it happen? The Baader-Meinhof phenomenon happens because our brains become extra aware of something new we've learned or noticed. It might seem like it's appearing more, but it's just because our attention is focused on it. At the penultimate spot, secret number 2, the Zeigarnik effect. How does your brain handle unfinished tasks? It's like a peek behind the curtain of your thoughts. Get ready for the twist that awaits. Imagine this. You start reading an interesting story or working on something, and suddenly it's like your brain won't let go until it's finished. How does that work? Get ready to learn about the Zeigarnik effect, where the incomplete becomes mental mystery, turning your thoughts into an interesting puzzle. But before we dig into it, let's start with a story. Picture starting a great book and having to stop right in the middle. That is the magic of the Zeigarnik effect, where the unfinished plot becomes a lingering presence in your mind. So, what's the deal with the Zeigarnik effect? It's like your brain is hooked on finishing what it started. Let's explore this cool idea with a couple of examples that will make you go, oh, that makes sense. Think about watching a suspenseful TV show and just before the big reveal, the episode ends, leaving you hanging. Suddenly, that storyline is stuck in your thoughts until the next episode. It's like your brain can't help but want to know what happens next, keeping you hooked. Consider having a to-do list with a task you started but didn't finish. That incomplete task keeps popping up in your mind, nudging you to complete it. It's like the Zeigarnik effect saying, hey, let's get this done. So, why does it happen? The Zeigarnik effect occurs because our brains remember things that are not finished. It creates a feeling of tension, making us more motivated to complete those tasks. This helps us prioritize what needs to be done and stay focused on our goals. But here's the cool thing. The Zeigarnik effect isn't just about unfinished business. It's a reminder of our brain's love for completeness. It's like our minds are natural storytellers, always seeking the resolution that turns a tale into masterpiece. And now, the big reveal. Secret number 1. The dual process theory. How does your brain balance intuitive and deliberate thinking? It's like a superhero duo inside your head. Get ready to challenge your thought processes. Imagine this. You make decisions, big or small, and sometimes it feels like there are two voices in your head. How does that happen? Get ready to uncover dual process theory, where the battle of two thinking modes turns your thoughts into a captivating, cognitive showdown one. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, picture facing a tough decision and suddenly it's like there are two characters in your mind with conflicting advice. This is the magic of the dual processes theory, where the conscious and unconscious duke it out in the arena of your thoughts. So, what's the story with the dual processes theory? It's like having two mental superheroes with different powers. Let's explore this mind-bending concept with a couple of examples that will make you go, ah, that's why I think that way. Think about going shopping. Sometimes you impulsively grab items without much thought, and other times you meticulously plan every purchase. It's like your brain has two shopping assistants, the impulsive one and the careful planner, both vying for control. Consider meeting someone for the first time. You might form a quick impression thanks to your intuitive side and later reassess your thought more thoughtfully, courtesy of your reflective side. It's like your brain is a judge with two approaches, making snap judgments and taking time for a fair trial. So, why does it happen? The dual process theory happens because our brains use two thinking systems. One quick and automatic for fast decisions and another slower and deliberate for careful thinking. This helps us adapt to different situations effectively. But here's the thing. The dual process theory isn't a mental tug-of-war. It's a harmonious dance between two thinking modes. It's like having a dynamic duo in your brain, each bringing something valuable to the table, working together to navigate the complexities of decision-making. Here's a big question for you. What mind-bending secret about our brain psychology amazed you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to read them. That's conclude our journey through the top 12 secrets of our brain psychology. Thank you for joining me on this mind-bending adventure. If you enjoyed unraveling the mysteries of our brain psychology, give us a like and subscribe so you won't miss any of our future videos. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to discover more mind-bending secrets, click here to explore another or captivating video. Thank you for watching. Until next time,